Hello and welcome. I'm coming to you from an undisclosed location. I'd like to talk about the Venezuela Caracas situation. Now, I'm going to kind of go through this quickly because there's a lot of material, and most of you, have attention span about that much. The whole Central South America, going back to the Monroe Doctrine, basically, which stated they wouldn't allow any European power to meddle within our backyard down in there. And it had something to do with Germany and some other things over 150 years ago. If you look at Venezuela, the whole premise of this is based on the drug trade. This is just a substitute for yellow cake, okay? Because it's within our interest. Venezuela is sitting on one of the largest oil and natural gas deposits, but they don't manage their stuff, and their infrastructure is pretty messed up. But United States is the biggest debtor in the world now. We used to be the largest creditor in the world. But the only thing we really export now is debt. Unfortunately, China, Russia, and them others aren't buying it anymore. And we can see that within the shutdown. So what we got to do, we export our debt. And how do you do that? You spread the peanut butter out. The bread is going to be Venezuela. So you go back in history, and I know most people don't have no grasp of history other than what headlines that they learned in elementary and junior high. You go back to United Fruit Company, okay? You go back to Guatemala, Nicaragua, the Mono Blanco. If you're from Guatemala, you know what that means. Okay, we've been heavily involved down there in meddling, okay? It's a fact. And most of the time trying to put a government in place is going to be sympathetic and cooperative with the United States. That's why we have cheap computers and all these other things, because we were able to extract these from other countries at cut rate prices. Well, it's, we're in 2025 now, okay? Those countries, they never forgot. They never forgot this stuff. So we, and we're going to go down there, and we are down there. We're going to go in. We are already in a covert way. We have been for a long time, going back to Chavez and before. But we won't allow these countries to be their own sovereign country, determine their own futures, because it's not within our interest to do so. These are all signs of an empire in decline. Can't see something on a bigger scale because we're too heavily embedded into it. But down the road, this will all play out. I stated all this stuff within a conversation I had with Green Bicycles regarding our shrink, our pullback from the world scene. There's only two ways that this can go down. Go the way of the Portuguese, or you go out, in a blaze of glory. I don't put all this on Trump because he's got a lot of people behind him, maneuvering him to do certain things. Now, Trump is not his own man. I know some of you don't like to hear that, but going all the way from the Epstein thing, do I think he was personally involved? No. But he's covering for certain three-letter agencies and also some foreign national intelligence organizations that were heavily involved in that because they were putting leverage on people to get their way. And he won't give that up because, it's bigger than any one person. But we're going broke. And if you look around the United States and stuff, we're not the lean, mean fight machine that we were 30 years ago. Okay, we peaked. We peaked in 1991. And if you can't realize that, and you analyze, dissect, and look at it for the facts and stuff, I don't know what to tell you. But there's nothing you or I can do about it. But we can see what's happening. We can see how it plays out, and the likelihood of what's going to be a result. And my biggest hope is we don't, misstep, and then we all glow in the dark, because everything I've worked for the last 30 years won't be worth shit. But anyway, I thought had a few minutes. They're allowing me to do this. Thank you very much. But that's my thoughts. What say you?